Before Ghana's independence in 1957, these were the four major and separate territories of the country. Gold Coast Colony refers to the areas of present-day Central, Western, Eastern, Greater Accra regions, and some parts of the present-day Volta region. Formerly called the British Protectorate, because they were being protected by the British. And in 1874, they were formally proclaimed a British colony, under the name Gold Coast because they have submitted their freedom to be colonized by the British. Their administrative government was the British governors, who was in charge of all their administrative works. Ashanti Crown refers to the areas of present-day Ashanti region, Ahafo region, Bono, and Bono East regions. The head of government of the Ashanti Crown was the asantehene. At the time 1874, the British had easily colonized the southern part of Ghana. It took another 3 decades before the Ashanti Kingdom and its dependencies in the north were finally brought under British control. It was after Asante's defeat in Yaa Asantewaa War that the British got access to the north to colonize them as well. In 1935, the Ashanti Kingdom had its independence as a separate government and independent territory. The Asante Confederacy was restored and the asantehene again became the head of government for the kingdom. Northern Territories. The Northern Territories was a British protectorate from 1901 until 1957. The protectorate was administered by the governor of the Gold Coast under a chief commissioner residing at Gambaga. Several treaties were concluded in the name of Her Britannic Majesty with the chiefs of Bona, Degarty, Wa, and Mamprusi at Gambaga. These treaties were made in 1896. Under the treaties, the chiefs agreed not to conclude treaties with any other power or to cede territory, or to accept protectorates without the consent of Her Britannic Majesty. The Northern Territories were constituted as a district in 1897. The Northern Territories were formally established as a protectorate in 1901 under the Northern Territories Order in Council 1901 made on the 26th of September 1901. The Northern Territories remained a protectorate until the Ghana Independence Act 1957 annexed the Northern Territories by providing that the territories included immediately before the 6th of March 1957 in the Gold Coast should, as from that day, form part of Her Majesty's dominions by the name of Ghana. Trans-Volta Togoland. British Togoland, officially the Mandate Territory of Togoland and later officially the Trust Territory of Togoland, under the administration of the United Kingdom, which subsequently entered into union with Ghana, part becoming its Volta region. It was effectively formed in 1916 by the splitting of the German Protectorate of Togoland into 2 territories, French Togoland and British Togoland, during the First World War. Initially, it was a League of Nations Class B mandate. In 1922, British Togoland was formally placed under British rule while French Togoland, now Togo, was placed under French rule. This is the history and the territories of Ghana, before the Gold Coast Colony, Northern Territories, and British-mandated Togoland were merged as one. Later the already independent Ashanti Kingdom agreed to form part of the new union to help fight for the independence of the country. Ashanti participation in the Gold Coast independence struggle increased sharply with the coming of the Kusi Constitution and the holding, for the first time, of elections in the entire Gold Coast Territory, the Colony, Asante, and Northern Territories to elect members to a unitary National Assembly. That is when the Gold Coast began its real struggle for independence as one unit. And when the time came, most young Asante politicians, including R.R. Amponsa and Victor Owusu, initially joined the CPP. If you don't count any Asante, Northern, or Voltarian elite in the Big Six, it was because the 1948 riots were largely a Gold Coast colony palaver, and especially an Accra-centered one. If you weren't in Accra, you weren't likely to have been arrested. And in any case, what kind of historiography reckons a nation's historical founders based on the arrest record of the colonial police in relation to one specific event? So if you evaded arrest that day, as Kwabena Bani III, the Ga chief, who organized a boycott of all European goods in response to their high prices, which was having a toll on the living conditions of the people of Gold Coast, and many others more involved in the 1948 riots did that week, and therefore did not make newspaper headlines as one of the Big Six, that means you, or your people, didn't fight for independence as much as the arrested six did. That view cannot be taken seriously. The shooting of the ex-servicemen, Sergeant Ajeti, Corporal Atapoy, and Private Odarti Lamptey, who were agitating against their colonial government efforts, are not recognized because they were not arrested like the Big Six. Or they were not Akyem Abuakwafuo, so they didn't fight for independence as well. As explained by the senior minister, Ya Osafa Mafo, in his leaked audio, that it was only Akyem people who fought for the independence of Ghana and no other tribe was part. So what happened to 1. Kwame Nkrumah, and Nzima from the western region, who was at the forefront of the whole struggle? 2. What happened to Emmanuel Obitsabi Lamptey, a Ga man who forms part of the Big Six? 3. What happened to Edward Akufo-Addo, an Akuapem man who also forms part of the Big Six? Ghana's independence was fought by the whole country and not a particular tribe and group of people. So Osafa Marfo, as old as he is, should spare the ears of the young ones with his constant and ignorant tribal comments each and every day. This is the same Osafa Mafo who said in 2015 that all the natural resources in the country are located only in the Akan regions. Therefore, why should Akans sit there for the then president who was from the north rule over Akans? This is the same Osafa Marfo who said in Koforidua some time ago that Kwahis are a minority group in the Akans, just to belittle Kwahis among their tribal Akyem counterparts in the east. Let us unite. Don't divide. Division brings war. God bless our homeland Ghana.